This review is brought to you by Loot Crate. What's going on, true believers? It's me, Scott Bromley. Now, if you're anything like I was as a kid, there are three things you loved more than anything. They were video games, Spider-Man, and Lego. Well, now, all of my favorite things are together in Lego Marvel Superheroes. But after 8 years of countless other Lego games, is Lego Marvel just another Lego game, or is it something spectacular? Here's what I thought.
You are a naughty, naughty space-bending cube. But I'll bet we could have some fun.
Lego Marvel Superheroes opens with Galactus happily devouring worlds when, surprise, surprise, his hunger cannot be satiated. So he sends the Silver Surfer down to Earth for a little recon. Unfortunately, once he arrives, his board is shot out of the sky by Dr. Doom, scattering cosmic bricks across the planet. Doom gathers most of the bricks and returns to Latveria, where it's revealed he plans on using the immense power contained within to create the aptly named Doom Ray of Doom, with the help of Loki, Magneto, Red Skull, Doc Ock, Abomination, and a handful of other marquee Marvel villains.
Dr. Doom's Doom Ray of Doom.
However, Nick Fury being Nick Fury also knows about the power inside the cosmic bricks and enlists the Avengers, Spider-Man, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and just about every other superhero in the Marvel Universe to go on a globe-trotting adventure to get them back before Dr. Doom and Loki can get their hands on them. And just like Lego Batman 2 DC superheroes, Lego Marvel Superheroes utilizes actual voice actors to tell the story instead of the mute pantomimes from earlier Lego games. And while it's fun to hear Stan Lee begging for help in every level, or Clark Gregg reprising his role as Agent Phil Coulson from both the Marvel movies and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I couldn't help but feel like the voice acting took away from the typical Lego game humor I've loved for years.
It's not time for clobbering. I have work to do.
The script itself is a bit dry and kind of boring in parts, which threw me given the hysterical history of Lego games. Now, don't get me wrong, Lego Marvel Superheroes is still a very funny game. There are numerous bits in the cutscenes I laughed at, like Tony Stark's dance party, or what looked to be Bill and Ted's phone booth traveling through the Bifrost on the way to Asgard. Hell, even at one point you actually defeat Venom using the power of dubstep. But oftentimes, I kept wishing the spoken dialogue were as silly as the actions of the characters on screen.
But I fear the forceful elevation of undergarments will not save us now.
The main story itself takes about 9 hours to complete and introduces new Marvel heroes and villains along the way, which become unlockable after you finish their quest, each with their own unique set of superpowers. And because it's a Lego game, there are sections you will have to explore again in free play with different characters who have the special abilities needed to, say, unlock a door to rescue Stan Lee.
How do I get myself in these crazy situations?
The controls are the same as they've been in the past, one button to attack, one to jump, another switch characters, and the fourth for a special attack. There's still two-player co-op, which can be activated at any time, and the dynamic split screen allows both players to independently explore the world without being tethered to each other. And unlike past Lego tie-in games like Batman or Lord of the Rings, every level of Lego Marvel Superheroes is dripping with bright colors. The familiar sets are further plussed by the incredibly quirky and downright adorable animations of the characters. Little touches like Spider-Man's iconic comic book poses, Iron Man doing the robot when left idle, and Wolverine turning into an adamantium skeleton when taking too much damage will make any hardened Marvel fan smile. I oftentimes found myself transforming in and out of Hulk for the fun of it, and anytime I was playing as Mr. Fantastic, I couldn't wait to see what sort of object he would change into. In so many words, Lego Marvel Superheroes is utterly charming. On top of the main storyline, Lego Marvel Superheroes contains a massive open-world Lego New York City to explore, similar to Gotham City in Lego Batman 2. While free roaming in New York, you can collect more studs, which can be used to purchase additional characters or vehicles. Additionally, there are tons of side quests, like defeating a Sentinel in Central Park, or street races, which will unlock golden bricks, which in turn unlock more mini-levels within New York City. I actually had more fun free roaming in New York than I did in the main campaign. It's like a candy-colored plastic Grand Theft Auto, where, just like in GTA, you can steal any car you want and drive around like a maniac. Also, it's oddly satisfying to repeatedly run over Hawkeye. Unfortunately, just like earlier GTA games, the driving in Lego Marvel Superheroes leaves much to be desired. But honestly, who cares when you can just switch to a character like Iron Man and fly to a destination half the time? And with 150 Marvel characters to unlock and purchase, you're going to be spending a lot of time in New York collecting Lego studs, even if the tasks are, a little bit repetitive. It's clear TT Games had a lot of fun with the license and went to great lengths to include just about any Marvel character you could think of. Super obscure characters like Herbie the Robot, who was created to replace the Human Torch on the 1970s cartoon show, makes an appearance, as do more reviled characters like Howard the Duck. Though personally, I thought it was awesome to create the world's worst superhero duo with these two and just head out to the streets of New York to fight crime. Terribly. However, LEGO Marvel Superheroes is not without its problems. As I mentioned earlier, the story leaves much to be desired. The dialogue took itself way too seriously for a game about cartoon bricks with superpowers. Plus, some of the puzzles are just downright frustrating. Not because they're difficult to figure out, it's that your character has to be in the exact spot the game wants you to be in order to solve it. So I would spend a couple of minutes dousing a puddle with Iceman in the hopes of creating a staircase from one angle, only to realize if I moved to the other side and shot the same exact spot, it would trigger the event.
You've got to be more flexible in your thinking, Director.
Also, in larger battles, switching between characters can be infuriating, as the game will sometimes switch between the two closest characters until the AI brings the one you want closer to you. But the biggest problem for me, and I realize this might not affect other gamers out there, but the biggest problem for me was the lack of support for inverted controls. Now, in many games that rarely, if ever, use the right thumbstick, this is an easy oversight to look past. But for a game that requires you to precisely aim at targets numerous times per level, it becomes frustrating and makes things like flying and shooting projectiles more of a chore. I don't know why TT Games neglected inverted support, but for me, it was like slapping a sticker on the box that said, "Game will not work if you're left-handed."
Sounds like a risky venture to me.
Additionally, though not as long as past LEGO games, some levels do take a bit of time to load, and I did experience a few spots of slowdown. Altogether, my quibbles with the game are not deal breakers by any means, but for me though, they held the game back from being something truly marvelous. LEGO Marvel Superheroes successfully brought two of my favorite things from my childhood and made them incredibly enjoyable. It is by far the largest of all the LEGO tie-in games, allowing for hours of exploration and replayability. Yet it still suffers from the same problems that have been persistent in LEGO games for years. And even though you have a massive open world to play in, I couldn't help but feel like TT Games was playing it safe by filling it with the same repetitive tasks and actions you've already been doing in LEGO games for the last 8 years. Still, I couldn't wipe the smile off my face watching Hulk and Abomination battle it out like adorable little rock'em sock'em robots. LEGO Marvel Superheroes gets a 3 out of 5. Well, now that that's over, let's take a moment to talk about our sponsor, Loot Crate. Loot Crate is a fantastic service that delivers this box of nerdy goodies to your doorstep every single month for just $20. This month we got a Stimson J Cat from Ren and Stimpy, a Ninja Turtle figure that's a little too raff, a mystery Futurama keychain, some vanilla flavored Family Guy lip balm for date night, and lots more. Next month's crate will be zombie themed, so make sure you sign up today. You can sign up and support Rev3 Games by going to lootcrate.com/Rev3Games. And you can even get 10% off your order by entering the code REV3 at checkout. And there you have it. Basically, if you guys love LEGO games, go out and play it. But if you were hoping for an evolution of the LEGO franchise, you might be left a little bit disappointed. Also, minor spoiler alert, since this is a Marvel property, make sure you guys stick around after the credits in the game for an awesome little Easter egg. It's really cool. Well, that's enough said. I'll get off my soapbox for now, but hey, make sure to sound off in the mailbag below. Until next time, Excelsior!